Hey everyone, Justin here, and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be on this failed sub 30 run that I recently had in Minecraft 1.16.1, and this run is pretty cool. I would say it's a pretty cool run, and I'm not saying that because I performed particularly well. I got like super lucky in the nether. This overworld wasn't fantastic. I didn't see an ocean or a village. So realistically, I should have just reset here, but I was in the middle of a desert and an acacia, so I figured I could probably look around for a little bit more time. If you're going for a sub 30, I would personally recommend against doing what I did here. I'd probably just reset until I found a village. But I see this lava pool when I'm crossing this desert, and I see a ruined portal to my right, and so I decide, you know what? I'm gonna play this out. Hopefully the ruined portal has enough iron, and I'll go straight into the nether. So I open up this chest, and I've got just enough iron nuggets for, I believe, 4 pieces of iron? 3, actually. I've got enough for just 3. So I'm picking up some sticks, I head to the nearest tree that I can find, and I'm just gonna make some stone tools. I'll speak a bit more about this run. It's honestly pretty heartbreaking to me that I didn't manage to finish this at the end. I went and checked the leaderboards, and at the pace that I was going, this could have been like a top, I believe, like 150, 160 speedrun. It's not too long of a time period, to be honest, but I've been trying to speedrun this version for around 3 weeks, like seriously now, and obviously I'm not doing it all day every day, but ask any of my friends and they'll tell you that I've been really trying. I've been grinding runs, and I've been watching a lot of content on speedrunning, and I was really hoping to get a sub 30. So in case any of you guys are wondering, my personal best is actually 33:33, which, you know, it's not sub 30, but it's not horrible either. I'm pretty content with that run, but the thing is, with that run, I had like a 7-minute bastion. You obviously don't want to be spending 7 whole minutes in a bastion, of course, and it was a bridge bastion as well, if I remember right, which, yeah, okay, don't mind what I'm doing here with the obsidian. I'm pretty bad at making these lava portals, but eventually I found like a pretty decent spot here, and so I'm building up the necessary structure here with some dirt and some sand that I collected. And here we go. Not amazing pace or anything, just making sure not to place obsidian inside the portal. Funny story, that's something I've done before. I'm not done messing up the portal here though, I forget to place one in. And with 6.5 hunger points, or 5.5 actually. 5.5 hunger points, just a bucket, flint and steel, and some stone tools, I'm ready to enter the nether at around, I would say this is like 3 minutes 30, which is pretty good. However, I don't have any food, and so I see mushrooms right when I spawn. I go, holy crap, nice, mushrooms. Alright, so I see that bastion over there, and I do have some bastion knowledge. Like, I can reasonably root most bastions. It's just, I'm not quite sure which one this is. So I'm grabbing this gold here with my stone pick, and I'm realizing that, well, you can't mine the gold blocks with the stone pick. So I'm going, oh crap, what do I do? You know, how am I going to play this out? And so I decide that I'm just going to grab a gold helmet. I'm going to run into that bastion, go loot the chests, and see if I can find any spare iron. And if there are gold in the chests, I'm going to go trade them to the piglin first. So here I'm crafting the golden helmet. It offers quite a bit more protection than the golden boots, and I also have just enough wood to make bowls, which is amazing. So here I realize that the bastion is in the positive quadrant, which statistically is a really nice place for it to be. And here I'm just looking around for an entrance to the bastion, for some mushrooms. I find these brown mushrooms right over the hill, and this is the point where I freak out. And I can't believe my eyes, because I'm pretty dang sure that I saw nether brick. And I pause the run right here. That was the moment when I realized, holy crap, this is PB. If I don't mess this up, this is PB. Like, the prospect of that sub 30 run, it was in my head this entire time, and I'm pretty sure I played this out quite okay. I don't play this out fantastic. There's a reason why I'm not on the leaderboard currently, but I definitely play this out, like, content with myself. I look down over there, I see that there's lava in those, like, rectangles, and I figure out that it's a treasure bastion. So I just dig into this wall, and I'm praying that one of these chests has some iron in it. I don't actually know the loot table for each individual chest, so I'm gonna have to check them all. And I see some gold in this one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna trade this stuff. I should have just started the trading now, but I wanted to go check the other treasure chest. I make the pretty rookie mistake of opening up without checking for piglin, but luckily none of them got mad. And at this point I've got 15 ingots, so I just decide, you know what? I'm gonna trade with these two guys up here, and they start walking away. Down into the treasure room, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I know where the fortress is, I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. So they're trading, and I'm desperately trying to block them in. So embarrassingly, I actually forget the direction that I found it. So I'm trying to look for where I actually entered, and I see that sand pillar over there, but it doesn't quite set it, and the skeleton is just being really annoying. I'm looking around for the fortress, and I should have kept in mind that I'm in positive currently, so there's no way I was going to spawn, like, right there. I had to be looking in a different quadrant. As well as, you know, keeping in mind where I actually came from, I should have really known. This ends up being quite the time waste, and I'm really not very pleased with myself when this happens. I shouldn't spoil it too much, but I think this really could have been a sub 20 for an advanced runner, and here I realized my eyes were really not deceiving me, and that is Fortress. So what I should have done here is probably drank a fire res and jumped down there, because now that I don't have any more gold to trade, I'm like, okay, I have to look in these chests at the fortress. And if they don't have iron, then this run is over. So I'm digging down here. I did have the option of just drinking my fire res and jumping into the lava waterfall, but I decided to do it this way. I drink the fire res anyway. I jump in, and boom, iron in the chest. Fantastic. I'm very, very happy that I found that iron, because now I can make the iron pick, right? I'm looking around, I see another chest, decide to open it, nothing very much. And so, here I make the critical decision to go back to the bastion. And I'm not sure what I think about this decision. Yeah, once I see those wither skeletons up there, like near where I dug down, I decide not to go back that way, and to just make a staircase. Because I'm gonna be coming back to this fortress anyway, so I don't think this was the worst play, but, you know, some people may have some other ideas. Maybe I should have just fought the blaze at the fortress. Because it's not like I need the gold and the pearls to do that. I already have fire res, which means I can reasonably fight the blaze. But I decide to go back. It's quite the waste of time, I think. I could have just ended off here at the bastion. In hindsight, educated travel may have been the way to go. And I feel like educated travel would have actually saved the run, but yeah, that's a bit of spoilers. So, there really wasn't too much in my decision to go to the bastion first, other than I didn't want to wait for the piglin to trade. But the piglin trading, it's not gonna take as much time as me, like, going back and forth from the fortress. So, in hindsight, that was a pretty big oversight by me, and I do regret that. I'm relatively happy with how I played this bastion. It definitely could have been better, and I need some more practice. All in all, though, I'm glad that I've gained some, like, knowledge about bastions, and I'm able to run most of them without too much difficulty. I don't normally die in bastions, which is at least, you know, that's something. That's something. Like, not dying, for me, is a pretty good achievement, because you have to keep in mind, I'm not a very advanced runner. Again, I just started doing this seriously like a couple weeks ago. I'm making my way around here, and I leave the bastion, which, if you're an advanced runner, or even just a runner at all, you'll see that what I did there was a big mistake. Because if you actually look in my inventory, which I do just there, I realize here that I only have 8 obsidian. And you need 10 obsidian to make a portal. And obviously I wasn't going to go back to my portal and then run all that way. So here when I realize I have 8 obsidian, I kind of panic a little bit. Like, do I go back to the bastion? It's not going to take too long. I can see it on my screen, but it's going to take a little bit more trading, and I don't know if I'm going to get it. If I'd realized it there, with my judgment, I probably would have gone back to the bastion. But perhaps I really just didn't know, and so I decided to go to the fortress instead. But I do remember being really surprised when, spoiler alert, I enter the fortress, and staring me in the face is a chest with exactly 2 obsidian. And at this point I'm going, this is so lucky. Like, the stars have aligned for this to happen to me. And when the stars align like this, it's easy for me to get very, very nervous. I am very much a traditional runner. I normally go for village strats, and so a run like this was really new to me from the start. Right here I hear blaze crackles, and I realize there's a spawner right there. I decide to check around for another one, and to my surprise, there is another one right there. I splash fire res on myself, and I start killing blaze. Another pretty nuts thing about this run was that my blaze luck was actually pretty insane. I get 3 for 3 right there, and I decide to book it to the other spawner. I got very lucky here with my blazes. Actually, I had a run recently which was on PB pace, and I died fighting blazes. And I was stuck there with the blazes, right? And 3 spawned right on me and meleeed me within like 1 second of each other. And I swore to myself that would never happen again. So, Forgive me if I'm playing this a little bit more cautiously. My PB is like double the time that we're at right now. And getting, like, if I were to get 6 rods and leave, I would be so heartbroken if, like, an eye broke and I didn't have enough when I got to the end. And that would have been so horrible. So I decided to go play it safe, go for 8. And here I've just taken a pause. I wanted to realize whether or not we were at good blind travel distance. Because I knew my portal wasn't too far, but in my head I was thinking, well, I'm probably not gonna have the best end fight because I'm not that great of a runner. So if I want a sub 30, my best odds were going for blind travel here. And again, that's not entirely true. I wanted to be safe. I didn't want to spend more time in the nether. I decided to make my blind portal right around here, and I had done the math. I knew this was within the stronghold ring, and to my delight, I spawn near an ocean. But there was one key concern here that I did not address, and it's that I needed beds. I needed beds really, really bad, because I didn't get beds from a village, right? I didn't do a village run. So I'm breaking this tree, chopping down this tree. I needed wood for a crafting table. So I throw an eye, and I take the angle, which is like 117-ish. I go grab the eye, but something I realize right here is that there is a herd of sheep to my left. And so I make the shears, and I'm getting ready to shear all of these sheep, and at this point I was panicking. I saw this skeleton, and it just started shooting at me, and I was like, please, don't kill me right here, because that would be so tragic. I'm just over here shearing all the sheep. I also was running out of food at this point. I play this pretty poorly. I'm going straight for the sheep. I let some creepers blow up. And yeah, I'm stuck in the water. There's a lot of mobs chasing me. So I check my inventory, and I've got enough wool for 7 beds. And I'm normally pretty good at one cycling with 7. So I'm following the eye right now, and I know I've got enough for the bed, so I'm not really worrying. And I'm praying that I find the stronghold, because holy crap, this was something like, if I had found the stronghold here, this could have been like a 23-minute run. And that would have been so amazing. You have to understand that my PB was 10 minutes after where I am at this point. And a 23-minute run for me would be amazing, because that would seriously, like, kickstart my, I guess you could say, my speedrunning career. But it doesn't end up happening, and I throw another eye just to make sure it's not below this ocean. I'm not very confident in my stronghold location. I'm not very good at triangulation. That's why I really went for the extra blaze rods, because I really don't want to risk a good run being lost to not having enough rods, not having enough pearls for that matter, not having enough beds even. As I said, I did not want to risk not having enough wool. And luckily there were sheep there, so that's something I'm very happy about. And here I'm thinking the stronghold could be any one of these chunks. Again, my mind is racing, right? Because this is something I really, really wanted to accomplish. This is the point where I realized that I don't have enough food. I figure, well, I have enough sprint. As long as I don't take too much damage in the stronghold, then I'll be able to live. But I wasn't feeling too confident, though. And rightfully so. Like, I should have grabbed more food. But what I decided to do here was stop and get some raw fish. And I'm not sure what I make of this decision, whether or not it was a good call. This is probably not a great idea, in hindsight, seeing as there was a landmass in front of me, and I had flint and steel, so I could just kill any animals and get their cooked food. Again, I'm playing for PB, I'm playing for sub 30. This isn't supposed to be a world record run. is just sub 30 was my goal. And when I saw that I was at 23 minutes, I figured, you know what? I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna play this a little bit safer. Just for that split second, I'm hovering over that ocean ruin, and I was like, wait, strongholds don't spawn this high, do they? And I saw the drowned over there, and my split second realization was confirmed. That was just an ocean ruin. I wasn't actually the luckiest person alive. And that was not the highest stronghold to ever exist. Here I see these chicken, and I realize I really did not gain much from the rock cod. And it takes me to chicken to realize I should probably be cooking these guys up. So there we go. That's my first bit of roast chicken of the run. And I skip on that next guy. I don't get that last chicken. And I'm making the sound a little bit dramatic, but trust me when I say it is. Because we're about to enter the end portion of this run. I don't just mean the final portion, I'm talking about the end fight, obviously. This was a pathetic boat attempt, by the way. I still took the 1 heart of damage. We're about to enter the end, and I see that the angle has changed quite a lot from like 120 to 130. So I decide to test out my triangulation skills. I throw another eye, and I'm like, holy crap, it's right here. So I pick up the eye, and it falls. And I'm like, this is it. This is the sub 30 I've been praying for the past 2 weeks. And I dig down, and thank God, I make the realization that I don't have enough wood. And I will thank my lucky stars that I did not realize this later. So luckily there's a dark oak forest right here. And so I decide to go for a little bit of wood, and actually take quite a bit more than what I needed. But there is a pig, if you guys didn't notice, there is a pig staring me in the face. And I regret that I didn't get more food. I really, really regret that I did not get more food. Again, I'm used to village runs. I'm normally a traditional runner. I normally reset until I find a village. This was just kind of a special case. And I normally grab more hay bales than necessary, which is why I normally have enough food, you know. So I enter the stronghold right here, and I actually do a pretty good job. I enter this top left section, I come through here, I see that door, I decide not to go through it, and I see this area here, and I'm like, this is looking good. I see that little bit of stairs, and now, this is crucial. I want you guys to pay attention to what happens here. I hop in here, and the wood that I'm standing on catches on fire. And you see this causes my health to dip to, I believe, like 4 hearts? 4.5. 4.5 hearts. But that's not my concern. I enter the end. I realize that I don't have any food on me. No brown mushrooms, no food, nothing. So I'm heading up here, and I'm about to place down my crying obsidian and do my classic east-west perch, because I'm not very comfortable doing north-south. I still have more pearls, so I'm like, you know what? I've got blocks, I'm going to tower up, and hopefully get a good perch. And in my mind, I was still thinking, this is sub 30, right? Like, I'd gotten incredibly lucky in this run, and I know I could have played it out so much better. So much better. But I was like, this is the run that I'm gonna get. It's gonna be a sub 30, and this is what I have to take. And it took me a while to get here, so I'm very happy. I see that the dragon is circling the opposite tower, and in my mind, like, smoke signals are going off. Because I'm like, what if it perches right now? So here I'm doing the east-west tower up strat that I normally do, because I'm not very comfortable with north-south perching. The dragon is shooting at me, but I'm not too concerned, I can just keep towering. And I figured here I have one shot. I've got one shot, right? I have 7 beds, no food, I cannot mess this up. And I was determined. I was very determined. I was very determined not to mess this up. Because, again, this sub 30, this is something I really, really wanted. So if the dragon perched anytime within the next, 2 minutes, this was a sub 30. And I see it circling around, and I'm like, please, I hope to God that you perch. And it's not doing so. This dragon has got to be the worst dragon I've encountered in a run, probably ever. It was so bad. This dragon was not cooperating with me at all. So I was taking some precautions here. I had popped my fire res, and I was really hoping that this dragon would perch, but it just kept on shooting at me, and just circling random towers, and yeah, it just really was not cooperating. We're at 29 minutes. I'm thinking, perch now. Please, just perch now. It is so imperative that you perch this instant, because I need this sub 30. And the dragon does not care. I think it shoots at me another time here, or at least I'm getting ready for it to shoot at me another time. And there it is. And at this point I'm like, you know what? PB. I will take a PB. I will happily take a PB. This was a very lucky run. I'm not a great runner. I'll take a PB. And here I'm like, yes, it's about to perch. And I throw the pearl, and we miss it slightly, and the dragon blows up my bed. And I am heartbroken at this point, because this would have barely irked in a sub 30, and I am heartbroken that the dragon just did not cooperate, and I did not throw my pearl accurately enough. And here I'm just desperately axing it with my stone axe, but it just wasn't meant to be. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any feedback on things I could have done better in this run, I would really greatly appreciate that in the comments. If you enjoyed this video at all, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Anyways, everyone, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, that's about it for me for now. See ya.